Welcome to Stand on the Media. Salute to my Stand on the Media family, my District 13 media family. Salute to y'all. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday to everybody out there. If you're new to my channel, do me a favor, man. Like this video. Like this video. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell. You'll be notified when we drop videos. Everything that you do is much appreciated. Look, man, I just want to get right to the content, though. So salute to everybody out there. Salute to my guy, Smoked Out TV, man. Let's show him some love, man. Stop playing. Man, that's my brother, man. I talked to my brother yesterday, man. He called me up and he was like, yo, bro, what's up with you, man? I said, what you talking about? He said, man, I got that premium made content over there, man. You ain't reacted to none of my content. I said, yo, I've been busy, doing my own thing. He said, yeah, I hear all that. But, if you don't react to one of my channels, man, I'm about to fly out there and put them things on you, put them paws on you, bro. So nevertheless, we here to do some Smoked Out TV reaction. Let's go. Yeah, there. Sit back and relax, man. We about to get to this content, this premium made content. Salute to the Henny gang. Salute to Henny. She got this content that she bringing us. Smoked Out TV bringing that content. She having a conversation with Cuffy, right? And Cuffy is the dude that allegedly Big Meech third party cooperated on, and through Tammy Cowens. So she's having a real, exclusive conversation with the brother to hear what else he got to say about 50 Cent exposing the brother. So nevertheless, man, this is my brother. I don't got to react to the content all crazy like I have to do for YouTube purposes so I can let y'all enjoy the content. Salute to my brother, Smoked Out TV. For that content, man, I salute to you. That's my guy right there, man. He said, get to it, so I'm going to get to it. Nevertheless, sit back, man. Let's enjoy this content. Stand on the media, District 13 media. Let's get it.
Salute, fam. Welcome to Smoked Out TV, the livest spot for all that dope internet content. Here at Smoked Out TV, we ain't about playing games. We're all about exposing the exposers and keeping it real 24/7. From the streets to the screens, we're here to bring you the rawest, realest, and most lit content out there. So if you're tired of the fakes and the phonies, you've come to the right place. We're all about shining a light on the truth and spitting fire in every episode. So grab a seat, kick back, and get ready to dive deep into the urban world of hip-hop with us. Let's get it. Smoked Out TV, where we don't just break the internet, we own it.
It's your girl, Henny, and I'm about to pour up plenty of the hot Henny that y'all love to sip on. So please, if you are new here, be sure to like, comment, and of course, subscribe. Click that notification bell, select all so that you get notified whenever I do a video. And if you are a returning Mob Down Henny Gang member, yeah. Now let's get into this content. So yesterday, I read the paperwork of Dion Cuffy Gatling. And I know that was a long read, but in that long read, I broke down the play that Meech and Tammy Cowan put into works with one another. And I broke down what the paperwork had to say. Well, tonight I have the interviews that I did with Cuffy. Now, Cuffy is still incarcerated in a federal facility. So these phone calls had to be recorded. Unfortunately, I do not have a video of he and I sitting and talking. These are phone conversations. And so because they are phone conversations, I did want to come and bring this to you guys live. So you are getting the first exclusive interview that Cuffy has done since Big Meech has been released. And in case you need a reminder of what we are talking about or what the case was, Tammy Cowan was the bottom chick, and I call her a bottom chick because bottom chicks, they go all out for their dude. Okay, they go all out. They get, they get sent out on missions. And so Tammy was sent out on a mission, and that was to get Cuffy. And it wasn't even to get Cuffy. It was to get a gentleman by the name of Fidel Suarez. Okay, and Fidel was the target. However, Cuffy was placed on that. And I don't know. You can't tell me that Meech did not know that by hooking Fidel up with Cuffy, that he wasn't going to get jammed up too. That way, if he put these two people together, either way it went, somebody was going to go down. But without further ado, I'm not going to hold y'all too much longer because I do want y'all to get this content. It took us 3 days, okay? So I'm going to play this video for you up to the end of the second video. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to release a video probably sometime, what's today? Today is Tuesday, sometime Thursday, with the bonus footage from the first time that I interviewed him. Now, I do have to let y'all know that we did have a glitch the first night. So it was just random questions that I asked him, and I have them recorded. But they back up a lot of the things that I said I discovered in the court documents. So y'all are going to want to run both of these videos up when I drop them, baby. All right. All right. So without further ado, let's get into my interview with Cuffy. Yee. Share it up, everybody. Hey, everybody. So I have with me tonight a very special guest. Now, his name is Gatling, but he goes by the name of Cuffy or Cuff. And I just did his paperwork. So this is the gentleman whose paperwork I was reading. He's with us tonight. Hey, Cuffy, how are you?
Henny, what's up, mommy? How you?
I'm wonderful. So what I want to do is I wanted to ask you to start your story from the beginning. Tell the people who you are. Who is Cuffy?
Okay, like you said, my real name is Gatling. I go by Cuff or Cuffy, from St. Louis, Missouri. I was raised in the downtown housing projects, Peabody, Dawes, Webby, Brick City. I met Meech before I met T, and early 91, 92.
Okay.
And we just hit it off. I met him through a mutual friend who was an older guy who brought Meech to the city. And so we got to hanging out, and, we had so much in common. We were the exact same age. And so we hit it off immediately.
Okay. So you would say from that period up until 2005, you guys were in close contact with each other, correct?
Correct.
And how long?
We moved to Atlanta together, and we bought homes and moved our families in the early 90s and to Atlanta. We did that together. And also with T did the same thing. So that's how far back we go.
Okay. So in the paperwork, I read that it referred. I want to pause it right there because I just want to explain who T is in case people don't know, because I know some people are brand new to this information. So I want to make sure everybody is clear on who everybody is. T would be Meech's brother, Southwest T or Terry. Okay. And he's describing how he met Meech first through a mutual friend, and then he became acquainted with his brother Terry. So he knew both of them. To you as someone who was connected to the St. Louis branch of BMF. Is that correct?
Well, I mean, law enforcement say those things,
right?
But, I never considered myself BMF.
Okay.
I was really against him with this whole BMF thing, period, because it just wasn't my style.
So he is not affiliated with the St. Louis BMF branch, as it said in the paperwork. He didn't even agree with BMF, as y'all hear.
I was there from day one, but law enforcement has me as a founder of BMF. And no, I was just there. I didn't subscribe to none of the nonsense that he was on. Billboards on the highway and all this foolishness. But, we worked at money for a very long time. A lot of things he did that I didn't subscribe to. So, that's what it is.
So now 2005 rolls around and indictments roll out and everyone gets picked up. You weren't involved in that, correct?
Let me take you back, correct.
Okay.
Let me take you back. In 1995, I was indicted and did a 10-year sentence.
This call is from a federal prison.
Okay.
I was indicted in 1995. I was given 10 years in the feds. I came home in 2003.
Gotcha.
At that point, I reunited with Meech and the rest of the family. which was a smooth transition because my little brother who passed was also on. He was indicted with the BMF members. You would see Magic or Wani.
Okay.
So like I said, we were. This was a close family. I ate at this guy's mom's house and slept on his mom's couch, and he did the same. So when you hear people talk about the dude know this dude, it's almost laughable. You feel me?
So now, when he gets picked up, are you guys still in communication with one another? Does he reach out to you?
Every day. As a matter of fact, when T got picked up, he was in St. Louis.
Wow. So during that time,
every day.
From that time to 2009, well, let's go back. When did you get picked up for what you're incarcerated for now?
In 2014.
So from 2005 to 2014, you were still in communication with him?
Yes. He would call at least once a week. Until the sting. Once Meech and Tammy ran the sting on me, I didn't hear from them again. And keep in mind, once they ran the sting on me, the government didn't feel like they had enough, so they left me out on the street a whole entire year. So my number didn't change. He'd been calling once or twice a month. And so when I reached out to him, no response. But let me fast forward you to the Franks hearing. What I found out is that after you sting an individual, when the government and government informants sting an individual, they are told that they have to cease all contact. So since Meech gave me a call and told me to holler at Tammy, he got some good people for me to meet, which turned out to be the Feds, I have not heard from the Beaches Flannery since 2013.
Wow. So Tammy enters in and Meech steps out.
Excuse me, say it again?
I said, so Tammy enters in and Meech steps out. Just to clarify for people who are listening, that's how that went. Like, he introduced you to her, and then what, he just ceased communication altogether, or did he trickle back? How did your communication
start? He ceased communication altogether. Let me take you back a little further. Me and Tammy been working on the movie deal for the BMF film since 2009. And that's all in the documents too. If you see the emails in there between her and myself, that's part of the record.
Wow.
So me and her have been working. He put me with Tammy because she has his life rights. So we've been working together since 2009.
And in 2009 is when she turned informant. So the whole time that you were working with her, now your movie dealings with her, those were legit and on the up and up, correct?
Those were legit on the up and up with Lionsgate's film. My business partner was Louis Burrell, who was MC Hammer's big brother. So he's an Oakland nigga, really, really good dude. And if you see his name all through the documents, that's because we all took the beat for a couple of years with Tammy and Lionsgate's films and a couple other movie houses.
Now, did you have anything to do with Stars, or were you completely out of the picture and already incarcerated at the time when the Stars deal went through?
I have nothing to do with the Stars whatsoever. So my job was to produce a movie script, and I hired a couple of writers. And so that's the reason why you didn't see a motion picture. So no, I had nothing to do with the Stars deal at all. I was already locked up, and they had other plans for me.
Wow, when you say it like that, it's just like it really drives home. When you say
you have to understand what this has done to our families. Like I said, I knew his mom, his dad, and he knew my mother and my family. Like I said, this was just really, really bad. But let me take you back to day one, and this is how much loyalty I had. When they came to my house and got me about 6:30 in the morning, and they were taking me to arraign me, the 3 DEA agents, they were laughing, and we were on the elevator, and we're going up to get arraigned. They said something that on day one, On day one, they said, "Damn, Cuff, that's fucked up. Your boy Big Meech did this to you." And the second thing they said was Jeezy really in the streets? Was he really about that fucking life? And of course, I don't talk to law enforcement.
Right.
And so I'm used to the good cop, bad cop shit.
Right.
So it went in one ear and out the other. Mm-hmm. But they told me that he was bad on the first day.
Wow.
So I didn't start speaking out about this brother until we had testimony, until we got the paperwork, until we got the black and white. So I didn't start speaking out until 2018.
Okay. Yeah, because I see that.
But they told me day one who got me.
Wow. And when they told you that, like you said, it went in one ear and out the other.
Yeah, because for one, I don't talk to law enforcement. For two, I'm hip to the bad cop, good cop shit. And, so it went in one ear and out the other. I never even...
That's crazy. That's crazy. He said they told him from day one, day uno, that Meech did you raw. And by the way, is that boy Jeezy out there doing what he doing? Because we would like to go get him too. Man, these devils, watch these devils, brother.
Thought about it until the Franks hearing.
And you never
when
thought.
Henny Collins testified that I became a government informant to give Demetrius Flannery a time cut.
And you never would have thought that Meech would
I
ever
never would have thought. As a matter of fact, like I said, I had to think back to day one. Mm-hmm. They told me day one who got me.
What was that moment like for you, reading the paperwork and seeing that he was so intricately involved? Because reading it, you see the whole plan.
This was mind-blowing. You got to understand, I had two seasoned attorneys that practiced law for about 35, 40 years apiece. Mm-hmm. And they were telling me, you got to remember, this dragged on for 5-6 years. I sat in the county jail. So they were telling me, for years, this looks like Mr. Flannery is behind this. Mm-hmm. And I would cuss him out and tell him, you don't know what the fuck you talking about, and whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. And of course, they didn't have it in black and white then, and we didn't have the testimony until 2018. But here was these seasoned attorneys telling me, Cuff, I know you don't want to hear this, but this looks like Mr. Flannery is behind this stuff.
It's not just you. I know a lot of people didn't want to believe that he was behind this stuff. And now that it's being exposed and brought to the internet in such a massive way, I know that there are people that, are in Detroit that are really upset about all of this because they were really trying to give him a chance to clear his name. But there's no clearing it when you read it in black and white. And like I said, once you read it, you see the whole plot. Now, let me ask you, you said you hadn't spoken to him at all. So when Tammy gives you that call, y'all were working on a movie deal still around the time that this thing happened?
On the movie deal.
So when she
still working on the movie deal, but from the time she put me with a federal agent, I didn't get a call from her or Meech again. And I found out why. Procedurally, with the DEA, you are forbidden from ever talking to the target again.
So now when she called you and introduced you to Fidel Suarez, how did that go? Because that was out the blue, correct?
Yeah, that wasn't really out the blue. You got to understand that Fidel Suarez, she was just passing along his number. Mm-hmm. Fidel Suarez was the initial target. Fidel Suarez didn't do anything wrong but befriend Meech. Fidel Suarez beat the federal government in trial in Detroit. And that's where he met Meech at. So unbeknownst to Fidel, he's just trying to help Meech. Unbeknownst to him, he was the target. But when the government found out that Tammy was talking to Cuff on a regular, they turned their attention and steam toward me.
So Fidel Suarez was the initial target. But then Cuff was, I'm assuming, bigger fish. So they switched their gears towards Cuffy. Wow, that's crazy. Let's go.
Am I correct?
Yeah. Well, actually, what she was doing, she was trying to just pull information out of me. Now, I never talked to her about no shipment. So it had to come from Meech. So I was really thrown off. You feel me?
Right.
So me and her never discussed anything about a shipment. So, but she's, of course, when she speaks, she's speaking for bruh.
Sorry to interrupt, but Philly L, go watch my last video about Tammy Cohen and listen to the paperwork because there is evidence. And tomorrow I will be reading
you are now getting down with Smoked Out TV Reaction. If you're loving the vibes and want to keep it real with us, don't forget to hit that subscribe button right now. Join the squad and be part of the movement as we expose the exposers and keep it 100. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. Let's get it.
That is going to go ahead and blow your minds back. Okay? So just stay tuned. Be sure you're subscribed to the channel. Thank you for coming in and watching. But trust me, there is evidence that he did snitch.
For Meech.
Okay.
So if you see the back and forth in the paperwork, that was me and her going back and forth. And
hold up. And it's not snitched. He set him up. He set him up. That's what it is. He set him up.
Henny. Salute to Henny, first of all. Salute to Henny and the Henny gang, man. Let's show her some love for real. Because this interview was huge. For her to interview Cuffy right at the brink of this shit that's going down, right at the brink of it, that's epic. That's big. But listen, Henny, if you do listen to my reaction to it, just hear me out, sis. Stop. Don't even pay these dudes in the comment section who ain't got no sense, no mind. Like, you can tell them that the sky is blue and the sky be blue, and they see it as something different and tell you it's something different. And they argue and argue and argue for no apparent reason, without no sense at all. Listen, if you know what you reading and what you have is factual, just run with it. I know it's hard not to do, but just do your thing. Because these dudes really don't have a clue. They be talking and don't have a goddamn clue what the hell they listening to or looking at. To this day, they still think CS2 back is this imaginary person. It's crazy.
Like, whoa, I'm taken aback that she talking about something supposed to be shipped to me.
Wow. So wait, okay, pause for 1 second. I just got to rewind. You knew nothing about a shipment coming in. You didn't indicate you needed a shipment to anyone or any of that. This was just something that she said to you over the phone that you were getting a shipment.
No, I knew something was going on.
Mm-hmm.
I had no involvement with her.
Gotcha. So her being the new piece.
Any drugs with her or any deal with her. So I was taken aback when she told me and Meech's business.
In America, we tend to pursue longevity by looking for pills or supplements or superfoods.
Me and Meech's business.
Wow. Okay, so he was laying everything out.
How does Tammy know the business?
Exactly.
That's the $60 million question. How does this square that works at an insurance company somewhere that's not from the street, in the streets, we've never discussed anything about no drugs, no shipment or anything. She pops out with the people on the phone talking about a truckload of cocaine coming my way.
Wow. So that definitely, it lets you know right there, once you get the whole pieces of the puzzle, that definitely lets you know that this was something that he did have his hands in and putting this play into motion. But you have said that you weren't originally the target.
Of course I was not. You got to remember that I learned all this in 2018 at the Franks hearing. Mm-hmm. Franks is just an evidentiary hearing. And what makes a Franks hearing so important, Henny, is because in the feds, you don't get evidentiary hearings. The government don't lay out their hand into trial. They don't show their hand into trial. Mm-hmm. But once you have shown outrageous government misconduct, the case is called U.S. versus Franks. So that's a Franks hearing. Mm-hmm. So when she got caught screwing an agent, everything stopped and the government started being investigated, if that makes sense. It
does make perfect sense because the OPR and the OIG.
Mm-hmm. This call was from a federal prison.
Until 2018. Although, like I spoke to you earlier, on the first day they took me out of my house, The first thing that the agent said to me going up on the elevator to be arraigned, that's fucked up, Cuff, how your boy Meech did you.
Right. And so
Tammy Collins said to him something about a shipment. And what he said is she had no dealings with that. She was supposed to be a square from Delaware with real long hair with dandy hair. And how the hell did she even know anything about that? The only person that would know anything about a shipment would be Big Meech. So that's what put his alert antlers up. Like, something don't smell right here. Let's get it.
take us to, all right, so the arrest happens. They tell you this because you brought us to the elevator now. So now, all this time, now you're incarcerated. Is there anything coming to you, any contact? There's no contact still, correct?
No contact. I haven't been contacted by Big Meech, the nigga I've known for 30 plus years, since 2013, man.
Now, how did it come to how did you find out about Tammy and the agent? About Tammy and the agent sleeping together? How did you find that information out?
It was presented to us in court.
Wow.
See, once it's called Jinx or Brady material. The government has to turn over everything in the case, even if it's harmful or helpful to their case.
Mm-hmm.
So they had to turn it over. The Justice Department found the phones on Tammy. They found the naked pictures on Tammy's phone of her and Special Agent Keith Cromer.
Whoa.
She thought that she had erased them. So let me take you back. When you set a person up, you turn over all your electronics so the government can sweep the phone and make sure there's no surprises in trial. Does that make sense?
That makes perfect sense.
Okay, so I learned all these things, how much she get paid, how they pay informants, that you can't even, it's against the law to be with an informant, let alone have a sexual relationship with an informant, because you jeopardize the integrity of the case.
Correct. I understand that.
So when she turned over her devices, all her devices that we talked, text, or emailed on, they discovered the naked pictures of her and Keith Cromer in the bed naked.
Wow. And so now this is what initiated the Franks hearing.
There you go. So without the Franks hearing, Henny, I would have never have known Meech's role, and this red nigga would have been going on being celebrated as a hero.
That ain't funny, but that just blows my mind. I think with a Frank hearing or whatever he said that was, that's how he discovered everything that was going on. That's crazy. And she thought she deleted all the pictures off her. Man, ain't nothing deleted. That's why y'all gotta think before y'all be doing shit on these devices, on these mobile devices, on your laptops, on your computers, and you think you hit delete and hard delete and you think it's gone. It ain't never gone. And then why did she not understand that as an informant? You don't think your phone is double, triple, and quadruple tapped? Man, goddamn, she's no disrespect to me, but that was just, I'm not gonna lie, that was dumb.
What was going through your mind in that moment as you're hearing Tammy testify?
This blew my mind. You understand? And not only Tammy testifying, Special Agent Keith Cromer testified that Demetrius Flannery was aware of the deal. Flannery had only one issue, is that he didn't want his name in any document, any court documents. Special Agent Keith Cromer said he communicated to Flannery that the only way he can assure that is that Cuff don't go to trial. So yes, this is mind-blowing.
Wow. And there's a part in there that I read where it says that Tammy reached out to your lawyer to try to retract what was on the wiretaps to get his name out of the case. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. She not only reached out to my attorney to ask him, which was very foolish, to ask him not to print anything about Demetrius Flannery. She reached out to the federal government, and the federal government explained to her, "Are you crazy? We can't do anything like that. What are you saying? Well, this doesn't make any sense." And then she said she was getting threatened by Meech's camp and by my camp, and which was a lie on my behalf, because I didn't know nobody that knew her.
Right.
So it was brilliant what she had done, and that's the reason why it's taken so long for all this stuff to come out. First of all, she had the courtroom closed under the assumption that I had snipers in the federal courtroom.
What?
And they went for this stuff.
Wow.
Henny, they went for this stuff. So if you pull my docket, go on Pacer, and you'll see where they closed.
This call is from a federal prison.
So the docket will show you where they closed the courtroom for her. And this was brilliant on her on Big Meech's behalf. This was brilliant because the news was that the St. Louis Post-Dispatch, all the news channels, standing room only at all of my hearings, because no one has ever seen nothing like this. My case is a movie in itself.
Right.
So when they closed the courtroom, of course the media sued, but lost, saying that I was dangerous and all this foolishness and nonsense. But this is what she testified about Meech's role. And so that was brilliant because we'd have been got this out to the public.
Right.
Wow. So she said that Cuffy and his team would be in there with snipers in the courtroom. So in return, they closed it off to the public. It was just them in the courtroom and the how you say the stenographer? Is that you know, the little lady that be sitting at the table, or man sitting at the table typing the little shit up. The stenographer. I think I said it right. That's all that was in the courtroom. So nobody could tell you what's actually going on, because you know you can have regular civilians in the courtroom to watch the case or whatever, or at least people that are part of the media that could be in the courtroom reporting on what's going on in that case, right? Even if it wasn't just for civilians or Samaritans or anything like that. If it was only for like just the media could be in there. The media would have reported exactly what Cuffy is saying, but because she said that he's a dangerous person with snipers and et cetera, they shut the court. That's unprecedented. I've never even heard of that, right? Man, that is brilliant on their part. Salute to that play. Let's go.
It would have been on a mass media level. So now
There you go.
at the Franks hearing, if they were trying to suppress the wiretap information that was on there. And when people get to that point in the case, they question, like I read some of your court docs yesterday, and some of the questions I was getting, and I didn't really want to answer them. I wanted them to hear you tell it in your voice. They're saying, well, if the wiretaps were no good, then how did he still end up getting sentenced? So can you explain that whole thing? I know you've already told me, but can you explain for the people?
Let me explain to you. Let me explain that to you.
Okay.
My team was trying to suppress the wiretaps. In any criminal case, the defendant does not want the wiretaps. The government wants the wiretaps. We were saying that the wiretaps wasn't any good because your informant lied and slept with an agent.
Right.
So her integrity and her credibility, and the agent's integrity and credibility was no good. So no, that was we. That was my team. That was me trying to suppress the wiretaps. We didn't throw the wiretaps out. We wanted the wiretaps out, Tammy, because without the wiretaps, they don't have me talking about any drugs, and you don't have a case. That makes sense?
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah. So that will help your audience.
Absolutely, because you would think.
So he wanted to, which makes perfect sense. I mean, you put it's to the people who really like are struggling with trying to understand it, which I don't think, because I think he just broke it down perfect. But put yourself in his shoes. If in the wiretaps, it explains and it shows that, yep, I was doing drugs and having a drug dealing, and that's your case. Like that's your strongest evidence of the case. And if I can get that thrown out by suppressing the wiretaps, meaning that the credibility of the wiretaps are no good. This agent is sleeping with this person, and this person is talking to that person, and they're not supposed to be talking at all. That means kick out the wiretaps. You have no case on Cuffy. Cuffy walks. So he wanted to suppress the wiretaps. That makes perfect sense.
That being that evidence was corrupted, regardless. I mean, as a person who's looking at it from the outside, who's not a lawyer, a judge, a jury member even, looking at it from the outside, we say, well, he shouldn't even be in there because those wiretaps are inadmissible, and whatever you caught on the wiretaps should be thrown out as well. So that's a lot of us are feeling that way.
But you have to understand, with black and brown men in this system, we under nigger laws.
Facts.
So in any other circumstance, so go online, have your audience to Google Frank. Frank's
That's a
violation.
fact.
You'll see where officers planted drugs, and you'll see where officers did outrageous things, and those cases were dismissed. Here we have the lead agent sleeping with the informant. It doesn't get any worse. It can't get any worse, and it doesn't get any worse. I told you the media was shocked. Or you go to the St. Louis Post-Dispatch and look up the archives and see what the reporters wrote. No one has ever seen nothing like this.
I don't think anybody has ever heard of anything like this in real life, only in the movies.
I know I haven't.
So as we were going through this trial, my lawyers were saying to me every day, Mr. Captain, I know you was working on a BMF movie and a BMF script. She said, but this case is a movie in itself. In itself. So that was me and my team trying to suppress the wiretaps, but we failed. And it's just bias. It's them ignoring the law.
I wouldn't say that you guys failed. I would say the system failed because they didn't even take accountability for the. Yeah, they
That's
didn't
really
take
what he meant.
accountability for the fact that
I feel him
they
there.
screwed up. Well, I know that our time is winding down for this phone call. What is it that you want to press upon the people listening? What do you want them to take away?
Bruh.
What do you want them to take away?
Well, I hear a lot of people.
Oh, just for the people listening, that wasn't me trying to clown Henny or nothing. There was a ad, and in that ad, it didn't have no sound. And I usually do the bruh whenever there's an ad. That's why I did that.
They say, Cuff, this is not going to stop niggas from fucking with Meech. And I laugh all the time because that's not my agenda. I don't care who fucks with Meech. I'm not fucking with Meech.
Right.
Real niggas ain't fucking with Meech.
Facts.
You feel me? So my agenda, I have a code. You understand? As a made man, I have a code to follow. You know what I mean?
I do know. So, I was going to save this part and just post the video, but I don't want y'all to have to wait. This is bonus footage from my first phone call with him where we had a glitch and something happened and we ended up having to try to catch what we could until we were able to get back on the phone. Okay, if you know anything about getting Fed calls, they are timed, so you're not able to stay on as long as you like. So this was done in a series of recorded videos with him on the phone. Now I want y'all to hear what he had to say, because yesterday when I read the court docs, I did play a piece of this about who the incarcerated individuals were that received deposits into their accounts. And he's also going to tell you who Fidel Suarez is, aside from him being the person that Meech was originally targeting for this case. So it is a little bit repetitive, okay? You're going to hear some things that you might have heard throughout the two series of videos, but this gave us some details, and I'm going to give y'all a little bit more commentary after this. You're asking what he said about Meech. You're going to have to rewind it, but basically he was telling how Meech is no good. But now let's listen to this part.
And before we listen to that part, I just want to say, man, salute to Henny. Henny, you did a phenomenal job with this interview. Salute to Cuffy, man. Listen, he is not lying when he say this is a movie. This is tragic though. You know what I mean? Because my man Meech, listen, I understand, man, self-preservation and all that, but you had an initial target that was foul. That wasn't cool. And then you couldn't get that initial target, so then you targeted someone that you knew that did good business with you. What I heard was he put that your first $1 million in your hands. You was already dirty for trying to take out Fidel, right? But then you put on top of that, you add Cuffy, who you were cool with. That's disgusting in my book. I don't know how you look at. I don't know how y'all look at it. You know what I'm saying? Um, you do your dirt. You do your time. It's just that simple. You don't throw people up under the bus. That shit ain't cool. That shit ain't to be glorified. That shit ain't to be respected. He threw not one but two people under the bus, and one of the ones he threw under the bus was somebody that he knew, that he was cool with, that really blessed him, put him in position to win. Then you turn around and put him in position to fail and to lose his life, 20, 30 years of his life, because you couldn't stand up for shit you was doing. That's crazy. Salute to Henny. Salute to the Henny gang. Salute to my man Smoked Out TV for this great premium egg exclusive content. Let's finish it off. Let's go.
Out the evidence. I know that the initials DF are in there. I put that together to be Demetrius Flannery because who else would it be? I did see that there were deposits. Well, I saw that Tammy got paid more than once on the case because she's CS1. And then I saw sometime in October that there were deposits, multiple deposits is what it says, to incarcerated individuals with an S, accounts with an S. So I was wondering who that was. Was that Meech that they were paying off? And if so, who was the other person? Because S means more than one.
Yeah, she testified that she would put money on both of their accounts, Terry White and Demetrius Flannery's account. But it wasn't no type of payoff because the payments were really small. Meech had one payoff that the only payoff that he was interested in was a time cut.
Wow. But he did receive funds off of it.
He did receive funds. And I'm talking about some very small, the numbers were very small. A couple $1,000 here, a couple $1,000 there. But his agenda was a time cut.
The crazy thing is, you're saying he got a couple $1,000, but he ended up not even getting that down.
Federal prison.
He ended up not even getting the downward departure.
Of course he did not, because you can't. What I learned is that a federal agent can't even be alone with a government informant by himself, by him or herself. Can't even be one agent can't even talk to an informant by themselves, and let alone a sexual relationship. So it killed his deal. But still, the government was very foul because they allowed this case to move forward when this whole case should have went in the trash.
Right. And so I did understand how him having the wiretaps on you caught you up into the case that has you sitting now. I also read that there were threats against CS1. Now, I'm not asking you to tell me who the threats, if you made or any of that, but are you aware of those?
Let me get you up to speed with the threats.
Mm-hmm.
What happened with the threats was she started getting threats from Meech's camp. When this whole thing started going sideways, Meech and his camp, they started panicking, and so her testimony was coming up, and they were telling her that you better not say Buddy's name.
Right.
Don't say Demetrius Flannery's name. And so she was just all over the place. She said I was going to have hitmen in the courtroom, but the real reason for them closing the courtroom is her testimony involving Demetrius Flannery, Big Meech. That was the real purpose for closing the courtroom, because it was standing room only every day, every court hearing, including the St. Louis Post-Dispatch and the media, Channel 4, Channel 5. That's how big of a deal this was.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so I also was reading about Frank Suarez. Fidel Suarez. So he's the other agent that was on your case?
No. Fidel's a Mexican cartel member that met Meech in the county jail when they got indicted.
Did y'all hear that? Fidel was a Mexican cartel member.
Fidel won out in trial. I wasn't the initial target.
What?
But no, I wasn't the initial target. The Mexican was the initial target. He's a cartel member out of California. He beat a large kilo conspiracy in Detroit at a truck stop. Mm-hmm. He met Meech in the county jail.
Right.
They exchanged numbers, and so Meech was initially trying to set him up. But when the government found out that Tammy was talking to me concerning a movie deal, they focused all their energy toward me and dropped this cartel guy, and it's just foolish. It's just crazy.
So basically, he was determined to take anybody down that he could to try to get lesser time for himself.
Of course, but he would rather be this Mexican he met in the county jail that don't know nobody, and that was the initial target, Fidel Suarez. That's why he's in the paperwork.
Did you ever see this, like any type of behaviors that even would have, like, I'm quite sure you were surprised when you found out that this was him. Did you ever see any signs that he would be like this with you?
No. As a matter of fact, I didn't believe none of this. I didn't believe none of this until we got the testimony in 2018.
That's the end of that.
As a cabinet maker, craftsmanship is everything. So he's getting it done.
That's the end of that. That's the end of the interview, guys.
Wow. So that was pretty much the end of that clip, man. Salute to Henny and the Henny gang. Salute to Smoked Out TV, man. Reacts for the content also, man. That's the team. That's home team. Salute to y'all, ETE. Expose the exposers. Salute to Damu Kiwi Conversations also. Because they put that's home team. Salute to them brothers. Salute to Cuffy. Salute to Cuffy. Salute to Fidel for being a stand-up dude in this situation. Man, salute to Meech and Tammy, I guess, you know. Salute to everybody that's involved in the content. But I'm gonna wrap it up. I won't hold y'all all day. I 100%, so I'm gonna go on the limb. I gotta stand on it. Stand on the media, you dig? I'm gonna stand on it. I 100% believe everything that Cuffy just said would happen, because I've been following the story. I done seen the paperwork. I read the paperwork. I'm not saying I'm a professional reading paperwork or anything, but I do have good common sense. I'm not perfect. Sometimes I get it wrong. Most of the times I get it right. But you have to be a real airhead not to get this story. You know what I'm saying? And I feel so bad for Cuffy, man. I really feel bad for Cuffy, bro, because Cuffy he's cut from that cloth that I grew up under. Like my father, some of my uncles, some of the homies around the hood that was older than me that was really doing something that had potential, right? They wasn't just out gang banging. They more like Big U level, you know, trying to do for the community and etc. They had that code, that same code that Cuffy talking about. A lot of these other dudes be portraying it. And it annoys me because sometimes they're so good at selling it, they'll get me. And then when I start peeling back them layers of them onions and I see that really it's all an act, it's all them portraying other people, playing just different characters of other people they seen that was cut from a different cloth, it annoys the hell out of me. But, and I do feel a little stupid sometimes, but at the end of the day, no. These people just good at selling and being real. Real ain't something that you say. It's something that you be. It's something that you are. You know? I just feel bad for Cuffy, man, because Cuffy really, really believed that Meech was a stand-up dude, and I believe Meech probably was a stand-up dude, right? I'm not just going to discredit him from the jump. But see, Meech, that's the mistake you made. Because once you made that decision to choose your freedom over friendships that you built, developed over years and people that really been in your corner, this is what comes with it, bro. Don't nobody care about your path, like how good you was from the beginning, how a stand-up dude you was all the way through your reign. Because when it came crashing down, you was willing to take everything else down with you. So you can then be free. That's sucker shit. And if you don't call it sucker shit, if you a person that can't call it what it is, sucker shit, don't even be on my channel. Don't watch my content. Unsubscribe. Get your punk ass up off my channel. If you somebody that I know and you don't think that was some sucker shit, leave me the hell be. Straight up. It's time to start calling this shit out. It's time to stop sugarcoating shit. It's time to really stand on it. My channel ain't called that just because it's a cool, catchy ass name. You know what I'm saying? Nah, it ain't that. I'm tired of seeing people portray shit. Portray to be something that they not. Pretend to be this and pretend to be that. Out here fooling the people. Playing with our intelligence. While the real ones, they kicking down. You know, it's one thing if that's just, you know, you portraying to be something, but you ain't being sneaky with it and you know, doing grimy tactics to take you down or to put you down or dim your light. Like, these niggas is out here really playing in our faces while disrespecting us. And they getting away with it because of social media, because they so far away and they, you know, some of them got a little money. So they can pay for a little protection. They can pay someone to look the other way when they should be looking straight ahead and informing us that these niggas is what they are. This is a dirty game. It's a dirty game. I really feel bad for Cuffy. Cuffy really thought dude was solid. He didn't believe none of that shit all the way up until he seen that work. And he seen Meech in that work. He seen Tammy in that work. He seen Fidel in that work. He looked at that work and said, I think I believe that shit now. This dirty nigga. And he out here being celebrated. I think I'm Big Meech. I think I'm Larry Hoover. Don't nobody care about your accolades that you did in the past, the things that you built in the past, the stand-up individual you were in the past. Because when it was time, when it counted, you folded, my guy. And you folded on Cuffy. And Cuffy didn't deserve that. Now, we can argue if Cuffy is a good dude, too, because he was, you know, in the game doing what he was doing. We can do all that. That's a separate argument. But when it pertains to what we talking about right now, Cuffy didn't deserve that from you. If you're new to my channel, thank you. I appreciate you. If you made it this far, thank you. I appreciate you. Do me a favor, though. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, like this video, share this video, leave a comment in this video. Hit that notification bell. You will be notified when we drop videos. I want to say salute to Henny, the Henny gang, for bringing us the content. Salute to my man Smoked Out TV Reacts for bringing us the content and being a good brother of mine. Salute to all my Stand On The Media supporters, family members, etc. for always supporting me. And my District 13 media family on Clubhouse for being the A-team. And like I always like to say over here, we'll catch y'all on the other side. Let's get it.